Sawadee-ka and good afternoon. Today is Monday, the 31st of January, 2022, and this is the English language summary of the press briefing by the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, or CCSA. Let me begin right away with a quick summary of the Thai briefing given just now, in particular some points that I believe may be of interest to our English language audiences tuning in from home. First, the meeting this morning, as usual, continued to assess the global and regional situation of the spread of COVID. And in our parts of the world, in Asia, in fact, there was notable mention of an increase in infections in Japan, South Korea, and Vietnam. Of course, the domestic situation was also reviewed, especially in light of the resumption of the test and go scheme, which we are witnessing tomorrow. That is tomorrow, the 1st of February, 2022, at 0900 hours, Thailand time. The Thailand Pass system will begin accepting registration once again for the second resumed phase of the test and go scheme. Let me just emphasize that the Thailand Pass system itself was never closed, as it is the portal to register for a number of entry channels into the kingdom, which have remained open since Thailand's reopening on the 1st of November last year. It was only the test and go scheme that was temporarily paused due to a need to manage the latest spread of the Omicron variant worldwide. On screen shortly, you will see the details. There you have it on registration for this second phase of the test and go scheme, which will open tomorrow for fully vaccinated travelers from all countries. We have shared these details with you before, and you see there on screen that travelers will have to book a hotel and take the COVID-19 test on day 1 and day 5 of their stay in Thailand. Again, hotels for day 1 and day 5 can be different hotels. In cases where travelers will be in Thailand for less than 5 days, they will only have to book the hotel and test for day 1 and input your departure information in the Thailand system before 5 days. Please do note that while registration for Test and Go will open on the 1st of February, which is tomorrow, travelers registering on the resumed Test and Go will not be able to travel immediately on this date, as you will not have received your approved QR code. So as the case was before, what needs to be verified before that QR code is issued is firstly the hotel reservation and payment, which will be verified by the hotel, and secondly the vaccine certificate, which will be verified by the Department of Disease Control. Once these two items have been verified, the system will then automatically, as before, issue the QR code. So we advise travelers to leave at least 7 days in advance of your registration on Thailand Pass before booking your flight date. Let me also take a moment of your time today to alert our listeners, or warn you rather, on the fake Thailand Pass account that has been circulating. In fact, a couple of days ago, news reports circulating regarding this fake email, which has an attached link or QR code containing a malware virus sent to those registered for Thailand Pass. This led to the speculation that the Thailand Pass system had been hacked. First and foremost, we thank those who have remained so alert during this time and immediately warned our friends and family about this issue. And secondly, please do rest assured that the Thailand Pass security system was immediately checked and was found to be intact. These emails came from a fake account and could indeed have compromised the privacy and security of your personal information if you had clicked on the attachment. In any case, if you do receive a strange email that looks like what we are showing on screen or similar to it, please do not click the link or scan the QR code. This is not an official account by any means, and we are taking the appropriate action to deal with this situation. It's unfortunate that during these trying and challenging times, there are those who still manage to try to take advantage of others. Let me then turn your attention to a bit of good news today for our children and youth in Thailand, and that is news regarding a mobile app to support children's mental health. During these times, we need to care not only for our physical health, but also our mental health. And I am gladly reporting for listeners and viewers today that the Department of Mental Health and the Department of Children and Youth plan to launch mobile units offering mental health care for children and young people. They are also going to create an application called Children Protection and a line account called Save Kids COVID-19 to help children and adolescents who have been affected by COVID-19 have access to the necessary support, such as mental health support, and in cases that require it, arrangements for foster families. The departments also signed an MOU to develop the One House, One Hospital model to support children and youth who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. This project will facilitate cooperation between children, families, rest homes, and hospitals in every province to take care of their psychosocial needs. So far, they have already been able to help over 200 children in the country. So that's good news indeed. Let me turn now to our usual updates, starting with an update on entry into Thailand with that slide coming up for you. During the 1st to the 30th of January 2022, a total of 185,037 travelers entered Thailand. Of this number, 70,471 travelers continue to enter via the Test and Go scheme or quarantine exemption scheme. 80,734 entered via the Sandbox scheme, and 33,832 entered with alternatives quarantine, which refers to, as you know, unvaccinated or not fully vaccinated persons entering the kingdom. The majority of international travelers in the next slide on screen come from these top 10 countries of origin during the 1st to the 30th of January. And you see there Russia topping the list, to be followed by Germany, the US, the UK, France, Sweden, Australia, Japan, UAE, and Denmark. Let me now turn to a slide reflecting the daily cases and accumulated cases. Today we have new confirmed cases, a little over 8,000. That's 8,008 cases to be exact. And of course, I'm always encouraged to see new recoveries outpacing that number. New recoveries stand at 8,215 cases. And once again, although unfortunate, we are logging new fatalities at a low 16 cases. That's 16 cases. Our next slide that we will have on screen for you is where you can see the top 10 provinces with COVID-19 cases. And today we have more red numbers than green numbers, which is unfortunate as it reflects a slight uptick. We have Bangkok topping the list there, followed by Samut Prakan, Chonburi, Nonthaburi, Phuket, and the list goes on. These numbers reflect that the situation in Thailand is relatively stable, although the CCSA does expect to detect more COVID-19 cases, especially in Bangkok and the surrounding area. The number of patients with severe symptoms and the number of fatalities is also stable at around 10 to 20 fatalities per day. At the moment, the CCSA will continue to closely monitor the situation, especially in the sandbox provinces of Bangkok, Chonburi, Samut Prakan, and Phuket. As always, the CCSA is promoting what is called the VUCA approach to contain the spread of the virus, which stands for Vaccines, Universal Prevention, COVID-free settings, and ATKs. Those who are eligible to receive your third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine or booster are again advised to do so as soon as possible. And this is particularly the case for the elderly and those with congenital diseases. Fatalities, in fact, continue to be found in this group with the elderly and those with congenital diseases, as well as those who have not been vaccinated. Local transmissions also continue to be found in communities and families as a result of social gatherings, which includes religious ceremonies, parties, local transmissions in markets, schools, offices, factories, and business establishments. Let's move on to the next slide, which reflects progress in our vaccination drive. Yesterday, we administered 97,297 doses of the vaccine, increasing the accumulated number to more than 115 million doses. This brings us to 75.2%, over 52.3 million people of Thailand's population having had their first dose of the vaccine. 69.9% have received their second dose, and now 20.3% have received their third or booster dose. The next slide we have on screen is a gentle reminder for those on how to properly dispose of ATK test kits. These are helpful reminders, as I am sure those with children returning to school and also in the workplace are required to take ATK tests. So a way to remind all of us how to dispose of them. You have 6 steps there very quickly. Spray alcohol or disinfectant on the used kit. Double bag the used ATK kit. Tie the bag, clearly mark the bag. Dispose of the waste separately, and of course at the end, wash your hands. This brings us to the end of the English language briefing today. But before we close, allow me 2 very quick points. The first being that the briefings have been adjusted from 3 times weekly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, to 2 times weekly, Monday and Thursday. So the next English language briefing would be this Thursday instead of this Wednesday. Secondly, and allow me to encourage everyone once again not to let your guard down. Chinese New Year is indeed a time for family gatherings and celebrations, but let's make sure that we enjoy these gatherings along with universal prevention measures. That means masking up and visiting or staying in well-ventilated areas and eateries in order to prevent yourself and your loved ones from becoming infected. Let's stay on the safe side of the holiday season. This is all I have for today. Happy Lunar New Year. Gong Chi Fa Chai and Sawadee Ka.